It's crazy that we are already into Q4 of 2021. When should you start planning for next year? Well, we are into Q4 already of 2021. It's been absolutely crazy. Last 18 months to 2 years has been bonkers. In real estate especially, it's been nuts. So when is it time to start looking at 2022 and where we're going to go? Let's dig in. What's up guys, Louis Gall, welcome back to the channel. We are going to start jumping into business planning for 2022. Yes, that's right, business planning for 2022. We just started Q4 of 2021 and now is the time to start planning for next year. Now you might say to yourself, well, we've got 3 months left. What's the point in doing it right now? Well, the problem is as you procrastinate more and more and more, which you will do, you're going to end up in December where you have all your holidays, everything going on, and you're not going to have time. All of a sudden you're in January, all of a sudden you're halfway through January, maybe you're in February, you're like, oh my gosh, I still don't have a business plan. I don't know what I'm doing. It's just a scatterbrain, as same as it was last year. So that's why now is the time to start doing it. Typically, we see a little bit of a lull in the market in Q4. So now's the time to start planning. You don't have to fill in everything right now, but at least start to get an overview of what you're going to do next year. Okay, so the first thing to do is obviously to start a business plan. Now, it's crazy to me the amount of agents I talk to who have not put together a business plan any time in their life. They just go for it. It's just like, I'll find the deals here, there, and everywhere. I ask them what the numbers are. They have no idea, and it's pretty crazy. For me, you're living an uncontrollable lifestyle at that point, and it just descends into chaos. What you want to do is be in control of your business, in control of your future, and in control of what's going on. Now, the way to do that is start a business plan. If you don't have one, there are lots of templates out there you can find in Word and all these different programs. So you can find them, and all you have to start doing is reverse engineering. The biggest thing I like to do is shoot for the goal first and then reverse engineer. So what is the goal for the end of 2022? Now, that could be a financial goal, that could be a transactional goal, that could be a team goal. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, or you could do all three, whatever, that's fine. But get some kind of number where you can start to reverse engineer that. Now, typically, if I'm doing it on transactions, I usually want to grow by 20% year over year, and that's typically how it's gone. So what I might do is look at my numbers for the first 3 quarters of the year, project what I'm probably going to do for Q4, and then I'll put 20% on top of that and set that as my goal, and then it's easy from there. So if you're looking at, okay, I want to make 300,000 in commission, then you're just going to have to reverse engineer what does that look like for every month. Okay, what does that look like per house? What is the median home value in the places I'm doing? Okay, that equals 2.3 homes a month, or whatever that looks like. But reverse engineering is the best way to set up your goals. So for me, once I have my yearly goal, the first thing I do after that is set my Q1 goal, because I want to break it down into chunks. I don't want to think about what I'm doing in Q2. Q2 could never come as far as I know. Who knows? I want to break down what I'm going to do in Q1, and that's it. So I've got my yearly big target. I'm going to break it down in 1 quarter, put it in for my Q1 target, and go from there. And from there, I'm going to break that down into months. And from there, I'm going to break it down into weeks and into days for the daily work. And all of a sudden, you're doing daily work, and it's growing into this massive goal. So if you have any questions, reach out to me about that. I'm happy to send you the business plan that I use myself. Just hit me up in the comments. Now, the next one is a 2-parter. So budgeting. And we're going to go budgeting with finance first, because that's the one everyone thinks about. So financial budgeting, again, there's a plethora of templates out there, Excel templates, whatever, for business budgets that you can put together. And you want to just have all your categories in there and budget what it's going to look like for the month. Because if you know what it takes to operate your business, you know how much you have to make a month, and then reverse engineer that into deals, into lead generation, and everything like that. So, big budget items, maybe like CRM. Well, not for me, I get it for free with EXP, but it might be, marketing budget, Facebook ads. Maybe it's your accountant, maybe it's different things like that. Whatever it is in your budget, you have to put that in there. And of course, marketing expenses are going to go in there too. If you're sending flyers out, if you're farming a neighborhood, whatever that looks like, put them all in your budget. And if you don't know what the number actually is, look back in your last 6 months on your bank statements and get the numbers from there. If you still don't know exactly if you're adding something new to your budget, just ballpark it, and then you'll know within the first quarter if you're high or low and adjust it for the next one going forward. So budgeting is huge, because if you look at your budget, you're in control if you stick to it. But sometimes if you look back and know that you've spent like crazy, you're out of control, you're not following the system. If you want a successful business, follow the numbers. Now, the second part of that is budgeting your time. Yes, your time is worth a lot of money. And this has been a big one for me recently, and going into 2022, it's going to be even more important for me. When you're a brand new agent, your time should just be do everything you can to make those deals happen. You have to just run as hard as you can, which is great. But once you get along, it starts to become, when you're starting to grow a business or grow a team like I'm doing, you have to start siphoning off some of that time from deals and production into different things. So this is where I am at right now, a bit of a crossroads. So now I'm starting to automate things, I'm starting to outsource things to different people so I can save some time for money-making efforts. So for me, one of my big goals by the end of next year is to only be doing the things in my business that I can personally do. Anything else that anyone else can do is going to be outsourced. That might be, obviously, I've got TC, video editors, might be showing assistants, might be whatever. Anything that another person or a system can do for me, boom, they're going to do it. Now, if it's only something that I can do, which might be like to meet my clients or to film video like this or whatever it is that only I can do myself, those are the things that I'm going to stick my time to. So that's a big one for me. So you might want to think about what your time has looked like for the last year, for this 2020. Obviously, it's been a chaotic year for everyone, but what has your time looked like, and have you managed it well? And that brings us on to the next point, which is evaluating and auditing yourself. Now, have you ever done this? You can be honest. If you've never done it, it's totally cool. First couple of times you do this, it can be a little bit like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. But as you kind of go on and figure out your systems, processes, budgets, all that good stuff, it really becomes an excellent way to look and see where you could be allocating more time to the income producing items. So when you start to look at your day, what does it look like? And if you haven't seen the video for how to structure your day, you can go ahead and look at that. But for me, I want to know what I'm doing at all times. And the reason I put my things in a calendar is because I know they're productive things that I'm doing. For me, like, I've got 2 little kids. By the time, they're home from school, maybe another hour, I want to be done. I don't want to be the guy who's working 24/7 all day, every day like I used to. I want to make time for them, for time with my family, time to do fun stuff, time to do whatever I want. And the only way to do that is to be diligent with the time you have to work. If you're sitting around watching YouTube videos or Netflix or doing whatever, going for coffee, going for drinks, whatever it is all the time with different people, it's not going to come back to you financially. You have to be doing income producing items in order to make sure the ROI comes back. And this, of course, requires self-discipline, which is one of the hardest things for real estate agents to have. Self-discipline, you got to get it down. And the last one for me to set things up, what I always do is I project my goals and I project what I'm trying to do for the next year. Now, this could be at different mediums for everyone. Some people do it on like social media, Instagram, YouTube. Some people do it with their friends or business partners. Maybe I might just tell my wife, which is typically what I do when I set goals. So when you set goals, once you set what you're going to do for the year, tell someone. It can be whatever platform you want, or just an individual, could be your parents or your kids or whatever. So let's do it right now. Let me project onto you. This is my goal for 2022. In terms of my team, I want to have over 200 agents inside of my organization, inside of EXP. For production, I want to hit 300,000 or more in GCI. And I want to take my family on an amazing trip at the end of each quarter of the year. So that's kind of 3 of my goals. I'm sure I'll have more coming up, but that's the 3 that I'm thinking of right now. So over 200 agents by the end of 2022, 300,000 in GCI or more, and 4 really, really dope trips with my family at the end of each quarter. So goal setting, visualizing, and then projecting is the biggest thing, because if you keep it to yourself, you're only going to think about it yourself. If you project it and tell it to other people, you're going to work harder for it. So everyone watching, by the end of 2022, you know where I'm going to be. If I'm not there, you can have a word with me. So there you have it. Like I said at the start of the video, do not wait to start planning, because it will catch up with you and all of a sudden you'll be like, oh man, I wish I had started planning. So start doing it now. Pull your numbers for the first 3 quarters. Think about and visualize where you want to be at the end of next year and start to reverse engineer it. If you want to be so bold, drop your goals in the comments below so we can all see them. That would be amazing. I will put mine in there too. If you need anything, comment below, reach out. I am here for you all day, every day. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that, and I will see you on the next one.